And we say good morning to you. We're broadcasting live. We're back at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on this Tuesday, the final day of the month. Hard to believe. March 1st comes in tomorrow. Looks like it's going to be coming in like a lamb. Certainly not like a lion. It's going to be in the 70s tomorrow. Going to be very nice today. Upper 60s today. Thanks for being with us. Good morning to you. We are loaded for bear. Lots to talk about. A lot of folks to talk to today. Going to be joined by Michael McMeans, head basketball coach of the Tennessee High boys basketball team. We're going to be joined by Ned Smith, boys basketball coach of the Hampton Bulldogs. We're going to be joined also by Jordan Simmons, head boys basketball coach, Unicoi County. Tonight is the regional semifinals. You win tonight, as we saw last night. You win tonight for the guys. You keep trucking. If you lose, your season's over. So we'll talk to those coaches. Also working on getting Herman Rice on from University High. So it is the season, folks. We're down to the nitty-gritty here. We'll go down through all the girls' games from last night, tell you who's playing where, and also even look a little bit further down the road into the sectional or sub-state coming up on Saturday. Who are these teams will be going up against, because they have punched their ticket last night to not only the regional championship tomorrow night, but also the sectional game on Saturday, 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A, including the Elizabethton Cyclones. It will be a barn burner tomorrow night, guarantee it. For no other reason than one team will have green and white on, one team will have orange and black on. Greenville and Elizabeth tomorrow night for the regional championship for the second year in a row. Whoo, doggies, can't wait. Going to be good. Starts at 7. We're going to go on air about 6:40 the broadcast tomorrow night. So there you go. All right, John Whitson's going to join us coming up in a few minutes. Yep, his maiden voyage on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. He's going to join us from Whitson's Barbershop. Cool place. So John's got something to tell us about tomorrow night's ball game, so we'll do all that. He'll join us. Also, Jeff Birchfield joins us, sports writer, John City Press, Kingsport Times News, recapping the big win by Kyle Busch out in California. They're heading off to Vegas this weekend for the Pennzoil 400, all that and a whole lot more. A lot of sports coming your way, college basketball, Major League Baseball, college football. We told you yesterday about Florida State upset with the ACC and the distribution of revenue. Well, guess what? There's another one's come out and said, I don't think we're going to stay either. We may not stay. That would be the Clemson Tigers. So who in their right mind would not want to pick up Clemson and Florida State to bring them on board as members of their football conference? So stay tuned. I think there's a big rumbling going on down at Clemson and a big rumbling going on down at Tallahassee. So there you go. National anthem. Here we go. Where is Gabe Short? Time to bring him up and let him sing the national anthem here on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. John Whitson joins us coming up in just a few minutes. And
oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet waved o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Let's run them down for you last night. Big ball games for the girls, and it went like this in 4A. Daniel Boone defeating Westridge 68-62. Daniel Boone led by Andrew Flores, 28 points. Jenkins had 14. They win it by, again, a 6-point margin. Niebrigge had 15 on the losing calls for Westridge, and Fallon Taylor had 15 as well, as the Lady Trailblazers win to defeat the Lady Wolves. Hello, Kathy Lyles. Hello to Reba Whitehead. Thank you all for watching. Of course, our ball game, Elizabethton over Tennessee High, 72-39. It jumped out 7-0, 11-2, and never looked back. Our players of the game last night, Olivia Holly and Lena Lyon. Holly with 19, Adder with 20. Holly with 20, Lyon with 23. Brenna Lane had 10. Marley Mathena had 11, and Riley Whitson had 2. Katie Lee had 5 in the ball game, and Sadie Williams came off the bench. Little freshman made 2 free throws. 72-39 the final in that ball game. Then in overtime, the second game, Greenville beats Cocke County 75-68 to set up the championship tomorrow night. In 3A, Daniel Boone, Sevier County. By the way, Sevier County on the other side of the bracket. They beat Jeff County 58-45. For the girls, so tomorrow night, Daniel Boone and Sevier County in Kingsport at the Tribe Athletic Complex for the regional championship, and both teams will move on. In the other side of the bracket, it's Heritage and Bearden. So that'll be who Daniel Boone and Sevier County will play Saturday in the sectional, depending on what they do tomorrow night. Elizabeth and Greenville. Other side of that bracket is Seymour and Knox Halls. In 2A basketball last night, Alcoa beat South Green by 7. Gatlinburg-Pittman, a 30-point win over the Lady Black Knights of Chuckydoke. So it's Alcoa and Gatlinburg-Pittman tomorrow night at Crockett in Jonesboro. The other side of their bracket is McMinn Central and Meigs County. Then in single A, the Hampton Bulldogs defeated Cloudland last night, 56-38. North Green stops Unaka 50-32. So tomorrow night for the girls will be Hampton and North Green, just like it is for the boys tonight. But tomorrow night it's the regional championship. Tonight it's the boys semifinals. We'll get to that in a moment. Hampton and North Green at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow night on the other side of that bracket will be Oneida and Harriman. So we'll take a look at the guys coming up here in a second. Quick break. We've got John Whitson ready to join us. And he will right after this timeout. Leslie's here. We got Michael McMean's got a full show. We ain't got time to tarry. We got to get on it. We got a lot of folks to talk to. We'll take a break. We'll be right back right after this. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. Lots to cover on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is the authentic taste of it. You can tell it's freshly breaded, seasoned perfectly, and it just has this unique taste that compares to no other. Once I bite into it,
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Oh, it's snowing.
Right. Okay.
Let's make a snowman.
Can't now, honey.
Okay.
Dad,
Sorry, kiddo.
want to make a snowman? I can't see.
Welcome, Sam. You're right on time.
You know me?
Of course. You want to make a snowman, right?
How did you? Hey, what's that?
That's lost time. And then there's time that flies.
Whoa.
Together time. The best kind. It can make memories that last forever.
I wish my family could understand.
Here, sometimes people just need a little reminder.
Sam, where are you?
Time to go, Sam.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Mom, Dad, guess what? Cats took me to a time shop.
What?
Have so many clocks and
I have to go.
cuckoos, lost time and time that flies, and all kinds of time. And here, the kinds you give.
What is this? Okay, everybody. There we go.
This is actually really fun, but it does.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live on the road. We are again at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on this absolute gorgeous day in the neighborhood. I'll tell you, it is beautiful out there. And let's go. There he is. Got him on the screen, on the phone, our buddy John Whitson from Whitson Barbershop. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Mr. Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Can the weather be any better, man? This is awesome here for February. I love it.
We're still in one, from winter. It's beautiful outside.
We are still in one. Hey, tomorrow night, big ball game, regional championship at John Treadway, the Lady Cyclones and the Lady Green Devils. I said a few minutes ago, it could be Uno, it could be checkers, it could be whatever. It's going to be big because one team has green and white on, one team has orange and black on. So tomorrow night, there's a group wants to say thanks to the Cyclone student body. Tell us what's going on tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. The Lady Cyclone Center Court Club, and show our appreciation. This year, Tom, we were fortunate to have the district and region both at home, and our student section has showed up every game. And to show our appreciation, the Center Court Club would like to feed the student section, cheerleaders, anybody come down at 6 o'clock in the Commons area at the high school. We're going to have pizza and drinks just to show our appreciation and encourage everybody to come out tomorrow night.
Yep, so be there what time again, 6?
6 o'clock in the Commons. Mr. Minton was gracious enough to let us use the Commons area. So any student that's been coming to game student section, any student comes down, come on down the Commons area at 6. Cheerleaders, we invite you to come down. We'll get you some pizza, get you some caffeine, get you fired up so we can go in there and make a great atmosphere tomorrow night in AL John Treadway.
Absolutely. So at 6 o'clock, student body of Elizabethton invited for free pizza and drinks. Compliments. What's the name of the group again?
Lady Cyclone Center Court Club.
There you go. The Lady Cyclone Center Court Club. Are you trimming hair today and trimming beards down yonder, cutting haircuts?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you wearing it out? You and June.
Trying our best to.
You and Arnold. So, what do you think about tomorrow night? Both of you have daughters playing. One is Renna and one is Riley. Yours is Riley. So, what do you think about this game tomorrow night?
It's going to be a dandy. I just hope it's a great atmosphere. It's like you said, when the green and white and the orange and black meet, it's always a good one. Seems like most sports, most years, when it comes down this time of year, those two teams are playing for something.
Absolutely. Great programs, great fan bases, great communities, both Greenville and Elizabethton, both about the right size cities. And so, yep, it'll be a barn burner tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. We'll go on air the broadcast at 6:40. Can't wait. So, again, one more time, if you're a student body member out there or you're a mom or daddy that have a student at Elizabethton, come into the game tomorrow night. Come early, 6 o'clock in the Commons. Again, the folks will give you free pizza and soda pops just because they want to say thanks. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. That's perfect.
Yeah. Taz Irwin says, my man John Whitson. There you go. Taz the dandy, isn't he?
He just left a little while ago, so he's a dandy.
Did you lower his ears too?
He keeps it pretty tight, so it's he's pretty cleaned up.
He does keep it tight. Yeah, you got it. John Whitson, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. You're a brother in Christ. I appreciate that and what you stand for at that barbershop, you and Arnold. So thank you bunches, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Go Cyclones.
Hey, thank you, Tom. Hey, we really appreciate you and all you do for us, and go Cyclones.
You got it. Good man right there. He said, I'm nervous. I said, Lord, you can't be nervous. You want to say nervous? Give me a pair of scissors and some clippers and say, cut that boy's hair. Now, that would be nervous. Plus, it'd be a good thing to video to put me in there and let me do what he does. No, that's what you call nervous. So, thank you, John Whitson. I'll see you tomorrow night. Go Cyclones.
Thank you, Tom. Go Cyclones.
Yep, good man right there again. John Whitson from Whitson's Barbershop. Give him a free plug. He's right up the street here. And they flat wear it out, too. Goodness gracious sakes alive. They're moving folks in and out. They don't mess around. They get after it. All right, let's run down. Leslie's here. She's going to join us coming up next. Let's run down high school basketball. We got Michael McMeans coming on just in a second. All right, for the boys tonight, quarterfinals. Morristown West and Dobbins Minute. Morristown West 13-15. DB, the defending state champs, 20-10. They'll play the first game tonight at the Tribe Athletic Complex in the semis. The second game, Daniel Boone 14-18 and Sevier County 15-13. They'll square off in game 2. In the 3A regional right over here, great place to come watch a game night. Two good ones too. Volunteer and Tennessee High. Volunteer 22-10, Tennessee High 27-7. Last polls, they were 5th in the state. Be a 6 o'clock tip-off there tonight. The second game, the defending state champ Greenville and Unicoi County. Greenville 21-11, Unicoi County 25-8. Do the Blue Devils have anything for Greenville? I think they do. I think it's going to be a great ball game. I think the first game is going to be a dandy too. We know what's hanging in the balance. Two of those guys, his teams will be done tonight. In 2A basketball tonight, you have, let's see, where is 2A? They left, goodness, they left 2A out. And single A, I'll pick up 2A here in just a second, the other paper. That's interesting. 2A basketball, or 1A basketball, you have University High and Cosby. University High at 19-12. Cosby at 16-14. They'll play that one at Westridge tonight. Game 2, what a matchup. North Green 19-14. Hampton 24-7. Two Mr. Basketball finalists going to go at it again at 7:45 tonight again at Westridge. So that'll be a barn burner too. And so that's what's going on again in boys high school basketball regional semifinals. You know what's at stake. Same thing as last night. The winners will move on. The losers will be eliminated. And the winners moving on will be guaranteed to play on Thursday and Monday. Thursday will be the regional finals, and Monday will be the sectional. So that's what they've got to play for tonight on the boys' side in Tennessee boys basketball in the regional semifinals. Quick break. We'll be right back. She's here. Leslie's going to join us from Sycamore Shoals right after this timeout. We're live on the road, as we are. We're here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth on an absolute gorgeous day in the neighborhood. Back after this from Pleasant Beach Baptist Church on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Pastor Fallow of Pleasant Beach Baptist Church in Elizabethton, and we'd love to have you come be with us. You and your family be with us on Sunday. I'm standing here in the lobby at our visitors table, our welcome table, and there's packets made up with tells you a little more about the church and get acquainted card, and then also a mug and some things in there for you to take with you to remind you to pray for us. And we've got a place for you and your family and want you to come. Our goal is for you to know the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior, but beyond that, to find your purpose and contentment in life of knowing Him, walking with Him, and serving Him each day. And so we want you and your family to come be with us Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Wednesday night. We're looking forward to seeing you soon. You can find a little more information about us online at pleasantbeachbaptist.com.
We're talking to Dr. Contreras from Physical Therapy Services, one of our great sponsors on the broadcast of Tom Taylor Sports and Cyclone Sports. You work with a lot of folks with back pain. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we do. It's one of the most common conditions that we get that comes into the clinic. So really what we like to do is do an assessment and see what kind of movement makes your back hurt, and then we move from there as far as getting you comfortable moving, but most importantly, getting your back strong again so that it doesn't happen again, and you can continue doing the things that you want to do on a daily basis.
Does it happen because the weekend warriors go out and do something they shouldn't be doing?
That's a lot of the times, yes.
Yeah.
Especially, with gardening season, we get a lot of people that go out and garden and do too much too soon. But we also have patients that get back surgeries, and we just have to get them stronger so they can get back to doing what they want to do.
Yep. So Physical Therapy Services, 2 locations here in Elizabethton. How do we find you guys on social media?
Both of our clinics have Facebook accounts, but you can always reach out and give us a call at 543-0073. And just reach out. Our main clinic at 1975 West Elk is our orthopedic and sports clinic, and our other clinic next to the medical care building is our pediatric location.
One of our great sponsors, folks, of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Love promoting these folks. He's one of the gang now, Dr. Sylvester Contreras with Physical Therapy Services. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look who stopped by. Yes, she's normally here on Monday, but she's all, can I come Tuesday? I said, yep. And she's here from Sycamore Shoals State Park. Coming up bottom of the hour, going to be joined here in just a few minutes by Michael McMeans, head basketball coach at Tennessee High. All right, so tell us what's going on. Beautiful day just to go up and walk at Sycamore Shoals this week. It's gorgeous. So tell me what's going on with...
All right, I counted the cars as I left the building. There was 33 cars in the parking lot. Yeah, all of them walking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've got Irish Dance March 5th, this coming weekend, Sunday, from 1:30 to 3. If you ever wanted to learn how to do the river dance, come on and see us. It'll be $6. We open the doors at 1:30, and you can come on in, and she'll be teaching you basic steps to river dance, that kind of stuff.
Can you do that?
Me?
Yeah.
I took some.
Did you really?
Yeah, she's a really good teacher. Yeah, I
Can your
took some.
husband or can Randy do it?
Probably not.
Can he do the Irish dance?
Probably not.
He just did it. Either that or had a catch in his leg. I don't know what.
Something like that.
Like a frog's leg kicking.
We've got about 14 more slots left open.
Oh, really?
So, yeah,
all right.
It's about half full right now. Okay, then March 11th and 12th, the Overmountain Weavers Guild Fiber Show and Sale will be happening, and that's that following weekend. And then the following weekend after that, on Friday, March 17th, we have the Transylvania Purchase Celebration. That's the first time this has happened, and it's a celebration and there'll be having reenactors there doing different things that they would have done in the 1700s. So that'll be something to see. Vegetable gardening with Ben Hunter. We've got Ben Hunter fans out there. He's a master gardener. So he'll be doing vegetable gardening on March 18th. That's usually full classes. And then Carter Mansion Celebration, which has happened quite a few times, April 1st at Carter Mansion. Plant auction, for those of you that haven't been able to go to the plant auction for 4 or 5 years, April 22nd. And we're going to have some other things going on that day too. But plant auction, that's a big one. And then our big siege, May 20th and 21st.
Which will be here before you know it. You know that.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
tomorrow's March.
It's going fast.
Somebody the other day was Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Tomorrow's March
Yep.
1st.
Yep.
Wow. So, yep. So this weekend is the first biggie is going to be the traditional Irish dance. And that'll be coming up on Sunday the 5th. And
1:30 to 3.
you got about 13, 14 slots left. How long does it last, the class?
It's 1:30 to 3.
Okay,
Yep.
for an hour and a half. 90 minutes, learn how to Irish dance.
Good exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the next one will be the Transylvania. Give us real quick, folks don't know what that's all about. Transylvania Purchase Celebration.
Transylvania Purchase was the biggest land deal that was ever done in the United States. Of course, that was between Richard Henderson and the settlers here in the Cherokee. It was millions of acres, and it ended up being most of Kentucky and parts of Tennessee today. And then 2 days right after that, while the Cherokee were in a good mood, they went ahead and did the Watauga Purchase with them, which they bought all the property along the Watauga River.
Awesome.
At that point in time, they've been leasing from them.
So we're going to celebrate that on the 17th.
Of March. And
Which is
that's
St. Patrick's
one of
Day.
the, yes.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big parts of the 250th celebration that's going on. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
Leslie Broccoli, Sycamore Shoals. Hours the park's open now.
Oh, 9 to 4.
9 to 4.
Closed for lunch to go to Chick-fil-A from 11 to 12.
There you go.
That's it.
So the park's open right now from 9 to 4.
Yes.
Weekends, same hours?
thing except for Sunday. Sunday we're open from 1 to 4.
Good.
1 to 4:30.
Good. Love Sycamore Shoals. How many last month in January? How many
It
folks?
was over 15. It was almost 16,000. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I would never
don't know
think
about
that.
February yet. I'm figuring it.
In January.
That was January.
16,000 visitors in January, which is typically, I would think, a
Down month.
a slow month, understandably so. So if you have 16 in January, imagine what things, when it really starts warming up and folks getting out more and more like they're doing today. So
That didn't even include the pickleball people. The pickleball people weren't
so there's an
going in
asterisk,
January.
16,000 plus pickleball people.
Yeah,
there you
but
go.
they weren't there.
They weren't there.
In January.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
See you
Thank
Monday.
you. Yes.
All right.
All right.
I'm looking forward to hearing about the Irish dance on Monday. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Michael McMeans, head basketball coach of Tennessee High Vikings, joins us next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Absolutely. You've got great reasons for this loan, such as remodel. You know, if you remodel right now is a tax season, you might earn some money back off of that. Why not remodel the kitchen or anything that's needed, and it applies equity in your home? That is the best way to do it. Or an addition to the home, such as, you know, an additional study or a garage, anything like that. You can't beat it. And also, you've got tuition. You know, your your children are going to be going, you know, off to school
At some point.
eventually, maybe.
Yep.
And if that's their choice, then, you know, why not look into that? That's important. That's a huge equity that you can plan for as well.
Do the rates stay fixed?
There is fixed rates, yes.
The rates will stay fixed for the
Yes.
the time of the loan,
The APR,
life of the loan.
You can do fixed, and then, you know, you've got variable option as well, but fixed for sure.
So home equity line of credit, remodeling, tuition. What's the third one?
Well, you've also got financial emergencies. You know, you never know when you got to have a vehicle in today's world to get to work or to drop your children off to school. If you've got 2 bad tires and they go out, man, that's about, what, $200 right off the bat for 2 new tires, something like that. So financial emergencies, it's very good to plan for that and to put money back or just have money set aside for financial emergency situations. But our home equity line of credit, you can't beat it. And we will help you any way we can. And also, if you want more information about that, definitely visit bmycu.org and look at all those rates and look at all of those loans that we can provide your family.
Home Equity Line of Credit, Northeast Community Credit Union. Again, locations in behind Elizabethton High School, 19E, Roan Mountain, and Oakland Avenue, Johnson City.
That's right.
There you go.
You got it.
bmycu.org. The phone number is
423-547-1200.
one of our great sponsors of the Tom Little Sports Show and Cyclone Sports would be Northeast Community Credit Union. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live again at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth. Let's go to the phone. Big basketball game tonight right across the street here at John Treadway Gymnasium. We're at Chick-fil-A here in Elizabeth. And, of course, you know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk to Coach McMeans about the Tennessee High Vikings and the Volunteer Falcons getting at for tonight. Good evening, sir. Actually, good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Volunteer 22-10. You guys are 27-7. We got a rematch of the district tournament semis, but we'll go check on that in a minute. Let's go back and tell folks how you got here with a big win over the weekend. What happened?
Well, we went down to Cott County, which is was actually a really fun place to play. They had a good environment down there. The people care about basketball a lot down there, more so than I guess I knew going in. But played a really good team. They were physical. I was pretty impressed with them. I mean, they beat and banged around, and the referees let us play all night long, which was kind of fun to see because, a lot of times you get all these ticky-tack fouls and stuff, but they let us beat on each other all night long down there, and our team, we just came out really hungry and played well. Our guys aren't ready to hang it up. It's sometimes an issue in high school sports and things nowadays. This time of year, you never know when kids are ready to be done and move on to the next sport or whatever it is. But our kids came out really, really aggressive, really hungry, wanted to win, and we jumped on them 17-2 to start the game, and just thought we played really hard and physical and played really well all night. So it was a pretty good win for us,
to say the least. Again, we're talking to Coach McMeans. So back to the officiating, and I'm going to get on the officials, but I'm just asking, when you get in a game and the tempo is different, you're used to a game, the last game you played, they called it close. This game, they let you bang around a little bit. I know, two questions. Number one, is that frustrating for you and the staff to prepare and how to react to the game? And is it frustrating for the kids? Because you're one game, if you breathe on them, you get a foul. The next game, if you can, get in there and bang around pretty good, as you said, and nothing's called. Is that tough for coaches and players?
It is. You just don't know how to adjust.
Exactly.
I think if officials will let you play, if they just kind of let the game go, let it be physical, let it be tough, you can adjust to that. It's hard to adjust when everything's getting called because, any touch foul, anything like that, it's hard to adjust to that. But as long as I've always liked, if they're letting both sides beat and bang and be physical, I think it's easier to play in those games. And we know on the sideline they're not going to call anything, and our kids can adjust to that, and they can be, they can do the things necessary to play within, that type of game that's being officiated. And it keeps people from getting in foul trouble a lot, and it keeps the guys on the floor that everybody come to see play. I've always liked it. I liked it when I was a player, when it's more physical. I just think that's a better way to play basketball. I hate touch fouls. I hate things like that, and those seem to make the kids mad, and kids watch TV a lot, and the NBA, the things, the way it's gone, those guys complain about every single foul, and I think when you call a lot of touch fouls, and then these high school kids are starting to complain more so than you've ever seen before, but it's what they see every day. It's what they see on TV. And I think a game that's a lot of whistles are being blown, it just gives them a chance to complain more, and it frustrates them more, and I think that affects the game. So I enjoy when it's physical, and it's fun to watch kids play physical and play tough, and I think usually when that happens, the best team ends up winning.
I agree with you 100%, sir. Everything you said. We're talking to Michael McMeans again tonight. It's the regional semifinal. Everybody knows the importance of this game, and so you got Volunteer for, I guess, to be the fourth time this season you've seen him. I know you played him in the district semi. I watched that one, and so you didn't have Dufour, who was not 100%. In fact, he went out of the game early, which is a big absence, obviously. So he's back, and really, you said almost 100% from his injury. So keys tonight to beat Volunteer and keep going in this season.
Yeah, I mean, for us, obviously, he's going to be a major factor. We kind of found out right before we got on the bus that his back was, he was having back spasms that night. And, I mean, it takes 15 points and 10 rebounds at least out of our lineup, kind of right as the game started. And it affected how we were going to play defensively over there. So it was a huge blow to us to not have him. I mean, a 6'6", 250-pound kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes a huge difference when that goes out, especially a kid that can move like he does. And he rebounds, defends. He can score. I mean, he just, handles the ball. So, I mean, that just, it hurts when you lose something like that. And the way it happened, I mean, it wasn't like we seen it coming. It was a complete shocker to us. It was a complete shocker to him, and it was a complete shocker to our players. So it took us a little bit to kind of get everybody else wrangled back in. It really took us 3 quarters to get the other kids refocused and believing they could win the game. And I think we made a big run there, and if we had a couple more minutes, who knows what could have happened. But so I think having him back rebounding and defending is going to be the key. I think both teams this year are averaging like 61 points against each other. So, I mean, it's been about dead even all year long every time we've played them. So I think, the team that defends the best, the team that rebounds the best and wins the 50-50 balls, whoever gets more of those will win the game tonight.
We are talking to our buddy Michael McMeans, head basketball coach. Coming up top of the hour, going to be joined by Jordan Simmons from Unicoi County. They got Greenville on the other side of the bracket. Later on, Ned Smith joins us from Hampton, and we're trying to squeeze in Herman Rice, the head coach of UH, because tonight's the night. This is it, and somebody's season's going to end. And so tonight it's Tennessee High and the Volunteer Falcons. They, of course, have Minton and Knittel and Jolton Harrison and Kaysen Christian. I'm doing this from memory. A young man's name, last name is Head. So they've got really a 4 or 5 headed monster. So you've got they've got a lot of weapons. You've got a lot of weapons. Of course, for my money, watching you all play, everything runs through Creed music. What an athlete. This kid, back last time I saw him was at the tournament, I went up and said, look, you don't know who I am, but I want to tell you, I appreciate how you play. You give 120% every minute you're on the floor. Not every kid does that in this day and time. And so I really appreciate how hard you play. And, of course, he thanked me, but it's true. This kid gives you 120% all the time, doesn't he?
I mean, every day, and it's in practice, too. I mean, he never takes a play off, never takes a day. The kid don't take a second off. I mean, he's like that in practice, too. And, I mean, it's just it increases the levels of your practice and what you can do each day, because, I mean, if a guy like that is going as hard as he has, everybody else has no option other than to follow suit with him. So it's made guys around him a lot better. And, I mean, we start 2 sophomores, and it's caused them to get better, and they've learned how to practice. And, I mean, it's because that's hard. I mean, it's hard to start in this league as a sophomore. I mean, just the kids that you had mentioned, Volunteer starts 5 seniors and guys that have played in the sub-state game last year and, have started since freshman year. So, I mean, there's a lot of growing up to do in this league, and as good as it is, so he's taught us, or taught our younger kids how to win, how to compete. It's been a blessing having him, and I mean, that's a guy that you can just, no matter what anybody tries to do to him. I mean, everybody's tried everything you could think of how to guard him, but he's just going to play as hard as he can possibly go, and it's worked out about every night. And I think there will be absolutely no doubt you'll get that tonight. He'll give us everything he's got until the last second, and that's nice as a coach to know that you have that. You can walk out there, and he's done a great job. I mean, he's had the last 2 tournament games we've been in. He's had 36 and 29 the last 2 nights. So, I mean, and that goes along with getting his hands on 10 or 12 deflections and steals, getting 10 rebounds. I mean, the kid's just all over the place. He wants to go play college ball. Somebody's going to get a steal by getting him after he's done playing here.
Yep. Well, whatever deficiency he would have as far as height or whatever, he's going to make it up just in heart because this kid can do it. In fact, I told him, I don't know. My era, it was Larry Bird, and some of these kids probably don't know who Larry Bird is, but I said, you watch this Celtic documentary I have about Bird, and all those guys, Bill Walton, Kevin McHale, they all said Larry Bird, when he's on the floor, he made you a better basketball player, but his hustle, his determination, his grit. That's what you're telling me about Creed, that these other kids have to step up, and they've kind of fed off his intensity and his hard work ethic, and that's why you guys are where you are. One of the reasons. He's not the only one, but certainly one of them. So before I let you go, the keys tonight for Tennessee High to beat the Volunteer Falcons and move on to the regional. What's it going to take, sir?
Well, I think defending at a high level, and that's something we pride ourselves on here, and it's something we've done, I feel like, all season. Volunteers probably been the best team against us as far as the hardest to guard for us because, like we talked about earlier, they can put five seniors on the floor that are good players. That can do a lot of good things. So I think we're going to have to defend at a really high level tonight. Can't give up offensive rebounds and putbacks. Got to cut that down. And like I said, just get after all the 50-50 balls. And then, this time of year, I 100% believe this. The game's about the players, and it's our best players versus your best players, and whoever is better is going to win the game. And I think, everybody's seen everything, press, offense, defense, anything you can throw at anybody these kids have seen now 30-something odd games into the season. It's about lining your best up against their best, and let's go at it.
Yeah.
I like my guys a lot, and I have a lot of faith in my guys. So hopefully it turns out for us and we keep on going after tonight.
For a basketball fan tonight, I know 4A's doing it and 2A's doing it, 1A's doing it, and they're all great games, but for a basketball purist and a fan to see Tennessee High Volunteer, then turn around and watch Greenville, the defending state champion, Unicoi County. We're about to talk to Coach Simmons here in a minute. So if you're just a basketball fan, you would be real smart to plunk down the money, come to John Treadway tonight, watch 2 really good basketball games. Yours is at 6, and I think theirs is at 7:30. So, yep, if you're a basketball junkie, this is where you want to be because it's for all the marbles, or a lot of the marbles anyway. So it's going to be a great atmosphere. Coach, I know you're busy. Thank you, sir, for being on the show. It means a lot that you would come on and talk about Tennessee High basketball. So, and let me say this, your girls last night, they ran into a buzzsaw. Man, they played hard. They got a bright future. They lose Flaherty, and of course Kendall's going on to Montreat on a scholarship, but they got Tabor back and Foot back and Kent's back, and I'm doing this from memory, but they ran into a buzzsaw last night, but the future looks bright for Tennessee High Lady Viking basketball.
I agree. I think they've got a lot of good young athletes and girls that play hard in their body, and I think they've got a bright future. They had a great season. Turn around from 5 wins last year to I don't know, probably 15 or so, 16 this year, whatever it was. They've had a good year. Elizabethton's just unbelievable. Like I told you earlier, they shoot the ball better than any boys or girls team that I may have ever seen. So I think that team's got a chance to do some big things. So our girls are bright future ahead for them. Proud of them and everything they did.
And one more plug, too. The young lady, I don't know her name. I forgot to ask her name last night, but the one's filling in for Kim Bright, who's been out on a medical situation. She stepped into coaching, and you got to give her some props to her and the other young lady that was coaching. I don't know the coaching staff's name, but got to give them some props. They stepped in a tough situation, did their best to coach them, and because the big cheese wasn't there, as we know, Kim wasn't there. So got to give props to those 2 ladies and that gentleman, too.
Yeah, it's Amanda Vance and Kara Profit and Charlie Tiller. Those 3, they did a great job this year. The girls really love playing for them. The atmosphere around that program for tough situation with Coach Bright You know, I mean, the atmosphere around that program was really good this year, and they were fun to be around. And our girls and boys program, I think, you know, they both really interact well. They do things together. They you know, they enjoy being around each other, and I think that it takes that in high school sports to have a good program. I mean, most of them you look at when one team's good, a lot of times both teams are pretty good. So, you know, it just creates a good culture all the way around, and those coaches did a good job this year of having a good culture and creating a good atmosphere around that program.
You got it. Thank you, sir. Hello, Bobby Stout down in Georgia watching. Rick Ransom down in Pensacola, Florida watching. And hello to Carrie Reed here in Elizabeth watching. Thank you all. Coach, thank you, sir. I know you're busy. Good luck tonight. Appreciate all you do, and thanks for coming on the show, promoting your kids, and bragging on the boys, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you for doing it and letting us be on there and talk about them. That's a good thing for them and this community and everybody around. So I appreciate you having us.
Yep, they deserve it. Thank you, sir. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yep, good man right there. Michael McMeans. Love talking to him. Great guy. He can talk all day long about basketball, and you know what? He knows what he's talking about. Talking about a guy could play back in the day. Whoo, lawsy mercy. The young boy the lad could fill it up. He just flipped the switch, and Michael McMeans, I saw more than once, just put a team on his back and carried him because he could play. All right, quick break. Jordan Simmons joins us next, the head basketball coach of the Unicoi County Blue Devils. They get to take on the defending state champ, the Greenville Green Devils. You know what? They're both 0-0 tonight when they hit the floor. Winner moves on, losers eliminated. We'll talk to him next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show live at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
My name is Michael Vance, Vice President of Advanced Heat Pump Systems. Advanced Heat Pump Systems has been open and providing service for over 35 years. The services we provide are installation and service of home heating and cooling systems. Our company's goal is to provide quality service for our customers. The reason you should hire Advanced Heat Pump Systems is because we offer a dependable, quality, trained technician to service your heating and air conditioning.
Love it. So outdoor activities, field days, vacation Bible school, ways and reasons we would want to give you a call, 297-1266, and say, we need trays, we need help. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. We've got nugget trays for, lots of little kids running around, love nuggets. And then if it's a hot day outside, we've got salad trays and wrap trays and fruit trays. Good to cut the heat, especially here as it's getting warmer. So
297-1266. How many different trays do we have?
What did we say? 8?
8.
I think 8.
So we can go through them. Nuggets, strips, mac and cheese, fruit,
salad, wraps. We have sub trays, which are not on the menu normally, but you can get them as a catering item. What's the other one?
Oh, cookies and
brownies.
Cookies and brownies.
Desserts.
There's your 8. There you go.
Yep.
297-1266. If you have a meeting coming up, you need coffee, lemonade, gallons of this, gallons of that. Tell us how you can help us.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a 96-ounce coffee, and then we can do gallons of tea or lemonade, and we can split gallons, do half and half tea. We can do Sunjoys. We can do all that.
Yep. Vacation Bible school. Folks are already starting to plan those, which I love, which means summer's coming. End of this year, outdoor activities, field days, and graduation parties, and everybody's already planning, which is good. And so this can really be your one-stop shop, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We can also do just big orders of sandwiches, so good for just tossing and running.
And breakfast, you also will help folks out for a breakfast meeting too, right?
Yeah, we can do larger biscuit orders and stuff like that for meetings or for companies or whatever they need.
So the trick is just to call her, 297-1266, and let whoever answers the phone explain what all they can do for you. Just that simple. So, and we can never go wrong with coming up Mother's Day and for any other time, a good old Chick-fil-A gift card that works wonders.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Gift cards are easy and a good gift.
Yep. We always talk about it at Christmas, which is understandable, but teachers like them, kids like them, anybody would like a Chick-fil-A gift card.
Absolutely.
And the monetary increment can be from 0 to whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. That's our buddy, Rachel Robinson from Chick-fil-A, one of our great sponsors here at the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports.
Hi, this is Big Country, and you're watching my buddy Tom Taylor and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Here's the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. This is his show. I'm his boy. So there you go. The verse today is Psalms 18:6. It says, "In my distress, I cried to the Lord." Or in my distress, I called to the Lord. I cried to my God for help. How about this? Now listen to this. If you don't think anybody cares, you're wrong. From his temple, he heard my voice. My cry came before him into his ears. So when you sit out there and think nobody cares, nobody's listening, there it is. Psalms 18:6. Read it over and over and over every day. In my distress, I called to the Lord. I cried to my God for help. From his temple, he heard my voice. My cry came before him into his ears. We're going to say one real quick for Kylie McGee. Kylie's got a medical situation, and she asked us if we could say a prayer for Kylie McGee here in Elizabethton. I said, are you kidding me? Does a cow give milk? Absolutely, we'll say a quick prayer for you. So if you're ever the praying kind, do that. Here's my prayer. It won't take long. We're going to talk about some college basketball, but something more important is Kylie McGee. So here it goes. Dear Lord, please be with Kylie and the medical situation of the doctors to find out, to help her get through it, to heal it, fix it, so she can turn around and give you the praise and glory you deserve. Thank you for what you want to do, Lord. Amen. There's the prayer. Short, sweet, and to the point. Remember, my father used to tell me, he don't need to hear the Gettysburg Address, he just needs to hear your heart. Yes, sir. Gosh, I miss him. I miss my daddy. Whoa, lousy mercy. What an influence. I spent more time trying to get away from him because he was always having me do chores. Trying to get in dirt clod fights down the garden, my brothers get in trouble. If I'd have spent more time around him and not more time trying to get away from where he was because he was making me do chores I didn't want to do, I'd be a whole lot smarter man. I tell you what, I give my father props. Oh, me oh my. But okay, he's in glory looking down. He'll say, enough on me, son, talk basketball. Yes, sir. Top 5 spots in the Associated Press Men's College Basketball Poll, remaining the same from last week. Houston, the Cougars, number 1. Alabama, number 2. Kansas, number 3, the defending national champ. Number 4, UCLA, and number 5 is Purdue. Rounding out the top 10, Marquette, Baylor, Arizona, Texas, and Gonzaga. Kansas State at number 11. Tennessee dropped to number 12. They played tonight against Arkansas. 13th ranked Virginia, 14th ranked UConn, 15th the Hoosiers of Indiana. Then comes Miami, St. Mary's 17th, San Diego State 18th, 19th is Xavier, and Providence rounds out the top 20. Then comes Maryland, TCU, Kentucky. How about it? First time either Kentucky or Duke or North Carolina's cracked the top 25 in 6 weeks. How about that? Kentucky at number 23, Texas A&M 24th, and Pittsburgh, the Panthers, at number 25. Kentucky returned to the poll after a 7-week absence, not 6, 7 weeks. They were number 4 in the preseason poll. But they've beaten Tennessee, Florida, and Auburn in a row, and they're back into the top 25 at number 23. And whether you like the guy or not, some do, some don't, the one and done and all that, just understand that none of this matters. I don't care how bad your regular season record is. Well, it does matter to a point. It's all about the tournament. You can catch fire at the tournament at the right time and the right combination guys out on the floor making the right plays. That's when it matters. All right, top 25 basketball last night. 7th-ranked Baylor, 6-point winner of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Tonight, top 25, 7 games involving top 25 teams. Highest-ranked team, Kansas, Jayhawks hosting Texas Tech tonight at Allen Fieldhouse. That one could be tough for the Jayhawks, third in the country. Number 6 Marquette goes to Butler. Also, 15th ranked Indiana hosting Iowa tonight. 13th ranked Virginia the Cavaliers hosting Clemson. 18th ranked San Diego State plays at Boise State. Texas A&M will be at Ole Miss with a new coach. Kerman Davis fired over the weekend, so the Aggies playing good basketball. They'll be in Oxford tonight. And also 12th ranked Tennessee at Thompson Bowling taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks. So that's your top 25 college basketball for tonight. We are live again at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth and back to last night's girls tournament games. Andrea Flores, 28 points. She's a freshman for Daniel Boone. 28 points in a regional semifinal. 68-62 over Westridge. What a night. Josie Jenkins finishing with 14, but Flores, 28 points. There's a picture of her in the paper. Let's give it props to the Johnson City Press. Here she is. She used to play at Tia Duggar, and now she's at Daniel Boone, and she can play. Lena Lyon, Lightning, 23 last night. No answer for her. 17th straight win for the Lady Cyclones. They're 27-4. Second straight appearance in the regional championship, with the second straight year to take on Greenville, who won in overtime last night over Cobb County by 7. We'll be playing on Saturday, too. If we win tomorrow night, we being Elizabeth will be at home. If we lose, we'll be on the road to either Knox Halls or Seymour. That's the other two teams still standing. You win Saturday, you're trucking to Murfreesboro next week for the state tournament, which is, of course, the goal for all the teams still playing. Hello, Kylie McGee. You're welcome, dear. We prayed for you. She's tougher than a pine knot. She got people looking up to her, and she's going to be an inspiration. You wait and see. She will have a story to tell how the Lord pulled her through it. Kendall Cross, 9 points for Tennessee High last night, a losing cause. And big props to the coaching staff of Tennessee High. And again, he told me just now who it was. I didn't catch her name. The head coach of Tennessee High. I had it, and I can't remember it. She has to step in for Kim Bright, who had a medical situation, had to step away from the team. And so this young lady got handed the reins of this team, said, go get them, Tiger. And she did the best she could, and they finished up, 17-16, 18-16. So, hello, sir. And so, that's a big deal. Can't ever get too many prayers. Nope, you can't. Pray one for another, it says. So, it goes in the book of James. It says in 1 Thessalonians to pray continually. Don't stop. And we won't, for Kylie and other folks that we are firing them up for. Jordan Simmons and the Unicoi County Blue Devils will take on the defending state champion, the Greenville Green Devils, in the regional semifinal tonight. And that second game right across the street here at John Treadway Gymnasium in Elizabethton. Man, is it not gorgeous? I mean, just look outside. It is absolutely gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky, blue skies, sun's out, warming up. And somebody, I promise you, somebody goes, it's getting too hot outside. Blows my mind how spoiled we are. You ever wonder why God doesn't look down and go, he just goes like this, like, really? You people down there are never happy. You're always complaining about something. It's too hot, too cold, too wet. Had a guy tell me how nasty Sunday was, raining. I'm thinking, okay. We're not in Michigan or New York or the Dakotas or out in L.A. that 15 inches of rain in and around L.A. So unprecedented rains out there. So it's like, wait a minute, stop. Stop complaining. Enjoy what we got. It is that which it is. So can we complain? Well, sure. Do we? Oh, yeah, we complain. But I promise you, somebody come and go, woo, it's getting too hot outside. Okay. And then back when that would have had real cold temperatures for 2 days, not 2 months, like other places in the country where they have extended winters. Man, it's cold. It was cold. Here we are, last day of February. We made it through, didn't we? We survived it. So, anyway, here I am rambling, but it just blows my mind sometimes, the attitude. And we wonder why we don't win things. We wonder why we're not successful. We don't go into them expecting to win. I'm just telling you. We don't go into games or play, well, maybe if we're lucky, You win to where? So what is it? Prepare to win and win to prepare? That doesn't sound right. That one didn't sound right there. Hound dog. That didn't roll off right. There's a better slogan. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, we don't anticipate being victorious in ball games or in life. I mean, I hope I get this, hope I get that. Well, no, get in there and be ready to roll. Hope I get that job interview. Hope I get that job. Hope she'll go out with me. Hope he'll go out with me. Hope this, hope that. I mean, but sometimes we don't have an air of expectation. We hope. But anyway, how'd I get on that going from the weather? I don't know. But sometimes we complain all the time about everything. So we have all kinds of unlimited food supplies in this country. Unbelievable. And then we'll find out, well, we got a tomato shortage. Okay. But the other 4,562 vegetables and fruits we're okay with. So just modify. Yeah, but we're out of tomatoes. I mean, we had the shortage of the COVID. They would go in and take pictures of the food aisles. Look, this supermarket doesn't have any bread. Okay. Okay. We kind of adjust. Got bread now, don't we? We don't need toilet paper. Got toilet paper now, don't we? Paper towels. So, anyway. I don't get it, but I'm not going to change it. I just shut up and keep trucking. We'll take a break. Jordan Simmons, as promised, next. We're running late. Got to get him on right after this timeout. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. Now this from the great folks, one of our great sponsors from Food City.
We're all picky about our produce. And whether you're a thumper, a sniffer, a squeezer, or just plain particular, we promise no one is more picky about produce than Food City. That's why we're introducing our Picky Promise. Whether it's from farms down the road or tropical produce from the ends of the earth, we guarantee it's fresh or we'll replace it. You see, we're picky about produce, so you don't have to be.
So I'm Dr. Beth Cannon of Cannon Family Dental. We do a little bit of everything, cosmetic dentistry, general dentistry. We see all ages of patients. I like that patients are comfortable with bringing their family here. With smaller children, they're some of my favorite patients to see. We always try to make that first visit super happy where they get to come in, sit in the chair, see how they get pictures of their teeth and get their teeth brushed with a little silly brush. There's multiple families that have been with me since the beginning, and their kids were, my kids' age, like 7, 8 years old, and now they're grown up driving. They drive to their own appointments and make their own appointments, which is wonderful, and getting to see the kids and grow up with them. It's great to be a part of that. So if any of you are looking for a new dentist, we would love to have you join our family. Definitely give us a call if you'd like to come in.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's go to the phone. We had Coach McMeans on earlier. We're going to have Ned Smith coming up here in a few minutes from the Hampton Bulldogs. Right now, we go out yonder to Irwin, Tennessee, to the head coach of the Unicoi County Blue Devils. I've enjoyed having him on the show, and he's going to brag on them boys. Hello, Coach. How you doing, sir?
Doing well. How you doing, Mr. Taylor?
I'm doing fantastic. So
good.
We're going to talk about Greenville, but let's talk about how you got to the regional semifinal. What happened over the weekend for Blue Devil basketball?
We hosted Granger Saturday. A good team. It was tied at halftime. It was 27-27 coming out. They made a lot of shots early. They had a kid, Drew Branson, that I think had 14 in the first quarter. Was just an outstanding player. They had a great game plan, came in and executed it. In the second half, we turned up the defensive pressure a little bit. We held them to just 15 second half points. Outscored them 16-6 in the third, 16-9 in the fourth. Lucas Slagle really came alive. Eli Johnson had one of his best games of the year, and Grant Hensley was very active on both ends of the floor. This time of the year when you get your three seniors that step up and, kind of when their career's on the line, that they step up and make plays, it's a great thing as a coach for you to be able to see and watch.
So you have a three, I guess in some cases, a four-headed monster right now for Unicoi County. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah. Everything we do kind of starts with those three seniors, and then we've got the two freshmen that have each had great games, and just different styles between those two freshmen. Jackson's more of a handle the basketball, distribute, get in the lane, kind of an attacking type kid, and then you got Colby Jones, who's kind of more of a spot up shooter and kind of takes advantages of mismatches for us and does a really good job on the boards for us.
25-8, Unicoi County Blue Devils put that on the line tonight against the defending state champs from a year ago, the Greenville Green Devils, at 21-11. And so we all know what they did last year. Well, what's the scouting report on this team this year for Greenville as you get into this game tonight?
Well, you get a team where they lose Jacoby Gillespie and Reed Satterfield, but then they just kind of keep the Babs kid, and then you pull in the freshman, Trey Thompson. And they're still just a really, really good team. Coach Wilsey does a great job down there. Especially, their defense, I think, is where everything starts for them. They're just so sound defensively and very athletic. They're always in the right spot at the right time. They're 21-11, but I think that record's a little deceiving because they played a really, really tough schedule. And early in the year, I think when they were just getting their football guys back, they kind of went through some growing pains. They were getting used to playing without those two guys that are now playing college basketball. But here lately, they've just been on a roll. They're tough to deal with, and we know at this point of the year there are no bad teams left. And so for us, we've kind of walked a fine line the past few days of, okay, how much do we talk about Greenville without losing our own identity? Because I think we're a pretty good team as well. And so for us, we've really talked about some specific things with Greenville, but for us, it's just been about how we can go out and play blue level basketball and try to keep moving forward.
That's a very interesting point you made. As a coach, how much do you talk about them, and how much do you talk about our strengths and what we're bringing to the table? Because we're a pretty good basketball team, wouldn't be in the regional semifinals. So it's almost you very much have to balance it out, don't you?
Absolutely. And that's one thing that throughout the course of the season that me and my coaching staff, we talk about it a lot. And we want our kids to be aware of who we're playing, but also realize that they've got to prepare for us in the same way. And so that as long as we're doing what we do and taking care of ourselves, a lot of times that's enough for us to get a win.
We're talking to Jordan Simmons. You see on the screen the head basketball coach, Unicoi County Blue Devil boys team. So tonight you take on the Greenville Green Devils we just talked about. So what do you feel like is going to be the keys? It would be an obvious upset. The defending state champ, everybody expects them to get back down there and defend, and so you obviously don't want that to happen. So what are the keys tonight for Unicoi County to pull off the upset?
I think one of the biggest things for us is not turning the basketball over. A lot of the games that I've watched Greenville play, both in person and on film, they kind of have those 8-0, 10-0 spurts in the second and third quarter that are fueled by turnovers. And when you turn the ball over and in transition, they're really tough to deal with. So I think for us, first and foremost, is we got to kill the basketball. So when we get our turnovers between the 6 to 10 range, I think we have a really good chance to go out and compete and have a chance to win. If we start turning it over 20, 22 times, we might get in trouble. And then I think for us defensively, I think you've got to slow down the Thompson kid. The big kid inside, the big freshman, 6'8". Just a very skilled player, can score from all three levels. And happy to see him have a great year. My point guard, Jackson, plays with him and has played with him for the past couple of years through travel stuff. So I know the work ethic that Trey has and the time that he's put in. And it's nice to see him have some success. But hopefully tonight we get some guys to step up, rise to the occasion, and can slow him down a little bit.
We had Michael McMeans on before you, and we got into the conversation about the tempo of the game. He said, some of the games we played this year, the referees are, they called everything. He said, the other night we went down and played down there on the road down at Cock County, and they let us beat and bang. And I asked him, I said, is that frustrating for a coaching staff and frustrating for the kids because you don't really know? I guess you'll know early on in the ball game how they're going to call the game as far as the tempo, and I'm not belittling the officials, just the way it is. So does that make it tough for the coaching staff and the kids to kind of, I guess, decide what kind of tempo it's going to be as far as calling the game?
Yeah, I think it does. And, I think that the biggest thing that we look for as coaches when it comes to the officials is just consistency through the course of the game.
Yeah.
Different games are going to have different crews who have different points of emphasis and look for different things and call different things. But I think for us, as long as we feel like the fourth quarter is officiated the same way the first quarter is, there's not a whole lot we can complain about. You like to see whenever games are able to get into a flow and have some uninterrupted time where kids can really get out and play and have fun. As a coach and as a team, really all you can do is make sure that you control what you can control and take care of yourself the best that you can, and hope that the officiating isn't able to have the impact on who wins the game as long as you're taking care of yourself.
You got it. Well put. I would assume right across the street from where we are, that place will be full blue and white tonight. The Blue Devil Nation will be out there cheering them on. They should. The Greenville bunch will be in there. The Tennessee High bunch will be in there. And the Volunteer Falcon fan base will be in there. As I said earlier, if you're a basketball junkie, I know the 4As are playing and the 2As are playing and the 1As are playing. They're all going to be great games. But, you know, I know for a fact the Volunteer Tennessee High and the Greenville Unicoi County games are going to be barn burners. And that'd be a good place to plunk down some money, come get a popcorn soda pop and go up there and watch some good basketball. Even if you're not a fan of any of these teams, you know, you're just a basketball purist, it's going to be a great night for basketball, is it not?
Absolutely. I think you've got 4 really good teams. And, you know, in the end, I think when you look at our 2 districts, I think that the 4 best teams are the ones that are left standing, which is the way that you want it to be.
Yep.
And we feel very blessed and privileged to be one of the teams that are there representing our region, and we're going to go out and give it our best.
I got a funny feeling old Grant Hensley's going to light him up tonight like he did. He had 33 back during the district tournament. I think old Hensley's going to come tonight and light him up. I just got a funny feeling he's going to have a big night. I'm sure you're hoping that's the case. So, and
absolutely,
yeah, it's going to be a good night. Coach, thanks for your time, sir. As always, coming on bragging about your boys. Good luck tonight. And hey, I'm banking on we may get a chance to talk to you again about the Thursday night regional championship. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
I hope so. I really hope so, sir. We appreciate you.
Yep. Take care. Appreciate your time, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yep, good man right there. Jordan Zinn, man, I enjoy talking to him. That guy, he is good. I've only had him on the show twice, and that's my loss. Should have had him on more all season long. We will next year, I can tell you that. He's very articulate, and he's a good coach, and his team plays hard and shows. They're playing in the regional semifinal. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Ned Smith at the bottom of the hour. Then coming up next, Florida State and Clemson says, we ain't going to stay in the ACC. Ruh-roh. More changes coming in college football. I'll tell you about it next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
More from Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. 'Tis the season. Tell us what it's all about here, Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance.
It is. It's about asphalt and concrete. Asphalt paving, asphalt striping, asphalt sealing, asphalt crack fill, asphalt maintenance of all sorts, from driveways to basketball courts, sidewalks for concrete and driveways and pads. We've been in business for over 20 years serving the greater Northeast Tennessee area. So give us a call. Give us a call. We're building up for the year and taking off right now.
323-8726. You make that phone call, you get an estimator coming out to give you an estimate. Step us through that. How does that work?
Well, it's no obligation. So you call our office, and generally we're, next day, 2 or 3 days at most. We'll get we've got 2 estimators, a maintenance estimator and a paving estimator, and we'll get whichever fits your needs out there. And then, it's a conversation. We want to hear what you want and see what kind of, what shape your driveway's in, and just give you our recommendations. Sometimes, most of the time, that results in an estimate. Get a price on what it is for us to come out there and repair it. Sometimes it's just a conversation on, hey, we'll see you in a couple years, or, you don't need any work right now.
323-8726, the number to call. As you heard him say, for no obligation estimate. They'll be out in a couple of days, and they're in, they're out, they're on the way. They go all across the Tri-Cities geographically. They go all the different stops. So wherever you may be, you think maybe we're too far out. Nope, call and see. 323-8726. Social media, how do we find you?
You find us on Facebook, Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance.
Yep, and also on the web?
BrackenPaving.com.
There you go. And there it's just that easy, folks. Give these folks a call. Asphalt or concrete, Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Proud sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
The best furniture event in Cannon's history is going on now. We have made special deals with factories and received a ton of inventory at great prices, and now we're passing them on to you. Save up to 70% off great quality name brand furniture and get it today. Hurry now through Monday at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live here. Coming up, bottom of the hour, going to be joined by Ned Smith and also by Jeff Birchfield, sports writer, John City Press, Kingsport Times News. As we told you yesterday, Florida State's not happy with the ACC because of the monetary distribution. It goes back to the same thing. We talk about this all the time. You know this. I'm preaching to the choir, as they say. It's all about the money in college sports, and that's why all these teams are jumping. Southern Cal, UCLA going to the Big Ten of all places. SEC picking up Texas and Oklahoma. I get it. Now, Florida and Clemson have said, Florida State said it Friday. Clemson came out yesterday and said, we're not happy. Now, here's why. By the way, hello to Poppy and Carl and Michael and the guys out there working somewhere today. making a difference. Thank you, guys. All right, Southeastern Conference announcing this month it gave per school $49 million, 2021-2022 fiscal year. ACC's payout, $36 million per school. Difference of, $13 million. Now, you can do a lot of recruiting and equipment and whatever you need to use for $13 million extra in your pocket. All right. Take it one step further. ACC, $36 million. The SEC back then was $49 million. Now, listen to what the Big Ten is going to get this year. Big Ten agreed to a new television deal with CBS, Fox, and NBC. Going to pay its schools, including the new ones, UCLA and USC, $75 million a year. Now, if you're Florida State and you're Clemson, you're sitting in the ACC, you're trying to compete with these guys on a national scope, these other schools in the Big Ten, the SEC, and the Big Ten. What are you going to do? Big Ten, $75 million a year to these schools now. ACC was $36 million, and the SEC was $49 million. It's going to jump because they got a new contract coming too. Carolyn Egan, the vice president for Florida State's Legal Affairs and General Counsel, said during the meeting Friday that the exit fee to leave the conference, $120 million to leave. She said, you know what? That's okay. It'll be worth it. Because our institutions are making approximately $30 million less than the Power 2 schools. So a 4-year financial hit in order to secure long-term financial stability has to be an options on the table. Meaning we'll pay $120 up front. To get in the conference, we're going to pay $75 million a year, which would be, I guess, the Big Ten or even the Southeastern Conference. Now imagine you got Texas and Oklahoma coming to the SEC, and all of a sudden you broker a deal to bring in Clemson and Florida State, which they should be there anyway. It's the Southern schools. Geographically speaking, that would be, I guess you can go to the Pac-12 and Big 12, whatever. Makes no sense to me to do that. Logically speaking, you would think they'd want to be in the South in the Southeastern Conference. Of course, I don't know if there's been any invites or anything, but I'm just sitting there talking. But logically speaking, that's where you'd want to put them. That's where they'd want to go for two reasons: scheduling and geographic rivalries and so on and so forth. Are they leaving? I don't know. Are they dropping hints they are? Oh, absolutely. Florida State said Friday, we're not happy. Clemson says, we're not happy. And the Florida State lady says, the vice president for legal affairs and general counsel said, yeah, we can stroke a check for $120. Well, we'll make that up down the road pretty quickly. And she's right, they would. So stay tuned. Clemson and Florida State not happy. And those are the two. Yeah, I'm thinking up and down the court. Yeah, that would be the two. The Hokies are pretty big. Miami of Florida is a pretty big draw. But you know what's going to happen? Florida State and Clemson, they get a wild hair and leave and bolt out of the conference, then you'll see others go out too, I would think. So, anyway, stay tuned. Clemson and Florida State not happy. In the ACC, they're about $30 million less than what these other schools are getting in media rights. Now, I don't have anything to do about ticket sales. That's just television rights. A lot of money on the table. All right, Ned Smith joins us next, Hampton Bulldog head basketball coach. We work our way through a absolute gorgeous Tuesday, last day of the month. Tomorrow, March 1st, in like a lamb for sure. Going to be up around 70 tomorrow. And not too bad right now. It's 60-some degrees right now. Coming up next, Ned Smith, head basketball coach at Hampton Bulldogs. They got a big game tonight against North Green in the regional semifinal. He joins us next here on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Sponsors of the Tom Daly Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. You see on the screen, Duggar Family Monuments. Dustin's here. Tell us what it's all about.
Well, thanks for having us, Tom. So we're Duggar Family Monuments. We have a newer location in Elizabethton, 501 Broad Street beside of Wendy's. We also have two other locations, and so we decided about a year and a half ago to add a location in Elizabethton, and we've been here about a year and a half, and things are going great, and we're excited to be in town and helping families through one of the most difficult things you can go through. So,
tell us how it works.
Well, you at Duggar Family Monuments, it's different than any other monument company. We try to make it easier on customers, and we try to make it just a simple process for them. So you'll just come in if you're looking for a monument for your loved one. You'll come in and see us. We have different options there at our office. We kind of do a indoor showroom, so it kind of keeps you out of the weather and the rain on days like today. And so you come in there and we just talk to you, and we try to figure out the life story of the loved one that you're purchasing the monument for, and we put it all together. And then you can we'll design it right there in front of you on the computer. You can see it as we're designing it, and make changes as you'd like, and spend as much time doing this as you'd like. And then once we get that design, we send it off, and once we get it back, we do the installation at the cemetery as well. So we'll contact them and get everything set for them.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It is a tough time for loved ones, so if you can ease that burden by designing this and making something special for that loved one they've lost or they didn't want to lose, it makes life a whole lot easier for them, doesn't it?
It does. We have a lot of customers that come in and they said, they regretted or they didn't want to come down there, and so they were dreading it.
Yep.
And then once they got there and sit down, we try to make it a little bit easier. And it's like you said, if we can just ease the burden of grief in some small way, that's what we're there for. And most of the time we can do that. And it, once you get there and you start designing it, and you start talking about the life story of your loved one, it does kind of help.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Talk it out. Talk it through.
That's right.
Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook. Just go to Facebook, look at Duggar Family Monuments. Also, our website is DuggarFamilyMonuments.com, and you can see a lot of the designs that we've done there. Our two other locations are Porter's Monument in Kingsport and Smith and Duggar Monuments in Telford. Combined, we have over 80 years in the business of monuments, and so we're excited about our new Elizabethton location.
Phone number to call?
423-518-1650.
There you go. Sponsor, Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Dustin Duggar with Duggar Family Monuments. Sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the ponies there. Coach Ned Smith of the Hampton Bulldogs. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Hey, doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for your time. I know you're busy. Got a big game night. We'll talk about that in a moment. Just go back and tell folks how you got to the regional semifinals.
We beat the first round of the regionals. We had Hancock County. They came to Hampton. We beat them, and now this is the second round of the region. And we've got North Green again.
Got them Huskies coming to town. You got a Mr. Basketball finalist on their side of the fence, Mr. Britton, Mr. Buckles for the Bulldogs. That kind of adds a spice to the game to have two kids being recognized statewide for how good they are. So take us back to the two meetings as North Green in the regular season. How'd that go for you?
Real close. I think it's an 8 or 9 point game at their place. We won, and then at our place it was real close toward the end. Both teams are good. North Green's got some size. They've got Britton. They've got some other guards too, handling the ball. And they've got some depth coming off the bench. Some big kids coming off the bench.
19-14 they are. You are 24-7. You play on the neutral side of Westridge, which they've done a great job in the district. Did a wonderful job in the tournament you were telling me last week. So, you play them. I don't guess at this point, is there any secrets when you play a team as often as you played North Green? I mean, it is what it is. The personnel doesn't change. Is there any secrets you can throw at somebody after playing them 2 or 3 times?
I don't think we've got many secrets. It's just kids got to go play, and you can't be nervous, and they got to put the ball in the hole and do what got you there.
That's exactly right, and you'll do it well. So, on the other side of the ledger, you got Oneida and Harriman. You'll play one of them coming up on Saturday in the sectional if you can get this one nailed down. So it's exciting time. The Bulldog Nation will be there. What's the keys tonight, Coach? You kind of touched on it, but specifically, what's the keys for Hampton to win and beat North Green tonight?
I mean, you've got to play defense, and a big key for us, and we didn't do it the other night. Is we got to rebound the basket. We got to block out and rebound the basketball. You just, you can't give, you just can't give them 2 or 3 shots every trip down the floor.
Yep. And so defense, I would think the Bulldog Nation will be there in full force tonight too, won't they?
Yes, we have a good following. We've had had a good crowd last week, and look for another good one tonight.
You got it. All right. We'll talk with you again. You got to win it, but when you do, we'll be talking to you about the Thursday Regional Championship. What's it, Coach? Okay, before I let you go, today's game, here it is. You're inside of 7 hours to tip off here, roughly. So you got butterflies? Are you nervous? What's going through Ned Smith's mind right now?
We just teach in school, watch a little film this morning, and we're good to go.
I love talking to you. All right. Coach, thank you, my friend. Good luck, and we'll hopefully be talking to you on Thursday, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. That basketball coach and the Hampton Bulldogs coach, Ned Smith. We'll take a break. We'll be right back right after this. We're live here. Yes, we are. We're on the road. We're here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth. And joining us next, sports writer of the John City Press, our buddy. He's a good one, too. He's forgot more about sports than most of us know. That would be our good friend, ready to go, Jeff Birchfield, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
All right. We ready for story time? Yes, Warren?
Mrs. Turner, for your last day,
I got you covered, Bubba. He's here. He's in the house. Jeff Birchfield. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, Tom. How are you?
Is it? Yep. He's got his shorts on. That means spring is sprung. We're getting close to it. So
I saw one of my neighbors mowing his yard today. Believe it or not.
Oh, I'm gonna try to mow mine tomorrow. Mine's growing, so we'll crank it up and get after it. First, wait till March 1st to mow the yard, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's it.
Yeah. It's a happy thing to know you're starting to mow the yard in February.
Oh yeah.
It means we've had a mild winter. So that's the way I look at it anyway. Everything good with you in your world?
Yeah, staying busy as you can imagine this time of year with basketball, always busy.
Yep. Hello to Bobby Stout down in Georgia. Thank you for watching, sir. And Everett Wagner's watching, and Kylie McGee and Linda Wagner and Carrie Reed. Some of the folks dialed in. Thank you. All right, 4A. Semifinals of the Tribe Athletic Complex tonight, formerly Sullivan North High School. Morristown West 13-15. Dobbins Minute, the host team, defending state champ, 20-10. Who gets that one tonight?
I think the Indians probably at home are going to be hard to beat.
All right. Sevier County 15-13 against Daniel Boone 14-18. That's the second game at 7:45. Throw them in the bag and shake them up. What do you think?
Man, Sevier County just seems to always give our teams up here a tough time. They eliminated Crockett the other night. I hate to say it. I mean, like to see Boone advance, but I believe I'm going with Sevier County on that one.
All right. So you're looking at Sevier County and Dobbins Minute on third. Tennessee High 27-7. Who do you like there?
Even though Volunteer beat them up here a week or so ago, I think I'm going with Tennessee High in this rematch.
They did not have Dufour in that game, by the way. He is now healthy. He was having back spasms, back problems, and Coach told me on the interview a while ago that he is back and ready to go, so that's a big shot in the arm.
Yeah, when he's there, I mean, he gives them that inside presence that they need. But I tell you, though, those Volunteer guards are really good, Minton and Knittel. And yeah, Harrison obviously had a huge game the other night where he hit the 10 3-pointers and scored 36 points.
How big is Brandon Dufour, you ask? 6'6" and 240. So for him off the floor in that game against Volunteer was a big blow. He's back tonight, ready to go. Taking the Vikings, the Vikings, or the Falcons?
I think I'm going to take the Vikings in that one.
The Vikings and the Falcons. Had a cousin of mine couldn't say Vikings. You say Vikings. We tried to get him to say, no, it's Vikings. No, it's Vikings. Whatever. Okay. Vikings and Falcons. You're taking Vikings? What you said?
Yeah.
All right. Unicoi County 25-8. The defending state champ Greenville at 21-11 in that second game. Who do you like there?
What a fantastic matchup. I think I'm going to go with the Devils in that.
I am too. I look for an upset. Grant Hensley, if he gets cooking, he had 33 over there in the district tournament. He gets stroking that basketball. He can light them up real quick and struggle inside. I don't know what. I'm not seeing Greenville play. They're still Greenville, the defending state champs. But
well, see, I'm either way. It's because I just said Devils. I didn't say whether they were blue or green.
Yeah,
so.
You just said the Devils. Yeah, these are the Green Devils. So the Blue Devils are Unicoi, and the Red Devils are Knox Halls. If you really want to know. So all right, the single A. University High 19-12, Cosby 16-14. Who you liking that one?
I tell you what, I really like how this University High team's been playing lately. I think I'm going with Herman Rice's Bucks to win that one.
There you go. I'm going with the local team as well. The second game just hung up with Coach Smith. The Hampton Bulldogs at 24-7, and North Green at 19-14. Who you like there? You like North Green, or you like Hampton tonight at West Ridge?
I think I'm going to go with the Bulldogs on that one. I know you're just talking to Coach Smith, but, man, they've got a lot of weapons. I know North Green's got Jason Britton, who, like you said, is a Player of the Year candidate, but so does the Bulldogs, Caden Buckles. And then they've got, other kids like Gino Carrico and Hayden Campbell and all that for Hampton that I think will swing the difference in the Bulldogs' favor.
We're talking to our buddy Jeff Birchfield. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton for a few more minutes. He is our final guest on the show. We bring in the big boys at the end of the show. All right, girls from last night will point towards tomorrow night's regional championships in 4A. Daniel Boone 25-8, Sevier County 24-7 at 7 o'clock. Who wins that one tomorrow night in Kingsport?
I'll tell you what, all my friends Greg going to be mad at me because I think I'm on Sevier County in the boys and girls against Daniel Boone.
All right, and the other side of their bracket for the sectional is Heritage and Bearden. They're playing tomorrow night down in Knoxville area. All right, 3A tomorrow night, Elizabethton 27-4, winners of 17 straight. Second year in a row, they're playing Greenville for the regional championship. Greenville's 26-7 tomorrow night. Who wins that one?
I have to go with Elizabethton. I think point guard Alina Lyon's probably playing as well as any player in the area right now.
So you're taking the Lady Cyclones. That's tomorrow night. We'll go on air to broadcast at 6:40. Tip off at 7. In 2A tomorrow night, Alcoa 30-4 and Gatlinburg Pittman 26-5. I guess they're still going to play to Crockett because they got to come a long way to do it. So Alcoa and Gatlinburg Pittman at Crockett tomorrow night in Jonesboro. Who wins that one?
I think Alcoa, they've been looking pretty good, although Gatlinburg Pittman handled Chucky Doak pretty easily, and Chucky Doak's had a really pretty stout team as well this year.
The Hampton Lady Bulldogs tomorrow night, 28-2, highest ranked team in the state in our area. They were number 2 in the last poll. Take on North Green 19-16. Who wins that one tomorrow night?
They played last week. I had them, and Hampton handled North Green, pretty easily. And I sort of think the Bulldog, or I shouldn't say pretty easily, but they pulled away in the second half. I think Hampton's just got a little too much firepower.
All right. That's your high school basketball with our sports writing buddy, Jeff Birchfield. We're live here again at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth, and let's switch to NASCAR. Mr. Busch won the Daytona 500, just ran out of laps. Wins last Sunday out in California. So Mr. Busch switching teams, he's off and running, isn't he?
I tell you what, I thought maybe he might win 2 or 3 races. I said 3 races, what I predicted, because that's what Tyler Reddick did in that car. But I'm convinced after these first 3 races, including the Clash, which is the exhibition, I'm convinced he's going to win 5 or more races this year.
What's the difference?
I just think, number 1, he's been so motivated. I think, number 2, Richard Childress Racing's really got their race cars where they're strong every week. I mean, even Austin Dillon, he's clicking off those top 10. So, I think that it's going to be, a really good fit, throughout the season.
Pretty impressive stat for Kyle Busch. He breaks the record of Richard Petty. He's now won a race in 19 straight seasons, breaking a tie with Richard Petty, who had 18, of course. So that's a heck of a stat. That's a model of consistency, isn't it?
That is a terrific stat. I mean, you think about, I think you had Richard Petty 18. I think David Pearson maybe at 17. Rusty Wallace. You've got some of the all-time great drivers there, and for Busch to break that is just phenomenal.
Kyle and Kurt Busch brothers now hold the record for most wins for brothers with 95, one more than Bobby and Donnie Allison. So that's another stat for Kyle Busch.
That one's debatable because you can actually, I know NASCAR's putting that out like it's official, and I'm a huge Allison fan, growing up. But here's the deal: Bobby Allison had the race at Winston-Salem back in the day, which really should count as an official win. So he should have 85 wins total. And then the other part of that, if you officially look at it, the winningest brother combinations, Richard and Maurice Petty, because Maurice Petty ran 26 races, he never won, but Richard Petty won 200 of them.
There's your historian, folks. So NASCAR's wrong, Jeff Birchfield's right. There you go. I'm going with you.
Yeah.
Plus
well, I mean, I guess it's how they decide to count it officially, but I mean, technically, the Pettys would be the winningest brothers.
You know why I'm going with him? Because he's sitting beside me as a microphone. He can pistol whip me with a microphone. So I'm going to go with him. Top 10 from California: Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Austin Dillon, and Joey Logano, the top 10. And those are some of the usuals, and maybe a couple of new ones. And Suarez had a pretty good run at number 4. But Alex Bowman at number 8. But by and large, it's the same guys. Austin Dillon, along with Kyle Busch, having a pretty good start, isn't he?
He is having a good start, but you saw against Suarez, he and Ross Chastain, the Trackhouse racing teammates, they're doing very well, off together there. And my man, I picked to win the championship, Kyle Larson. He had another bad week.
Yeah. I picked Kyle Busch to win last week, win the race. So he did. So I'm kind of pleased, proud of myself. Sometimes a hog will find an acre, right?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Who did not have a good race last week in California? Well, you look down to the bottom, A.J. Allmendinger, Eric Almirola, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace. These guys did not have good runs. They all finished 30 or worse out of a 36-car field. So that not a good week for those guys.
No, not a good week really for Penske Racing. Wasn't a very good week. I mean, I know Joey Logano finished 10th, but then you look at Ryan Blaney and Austin Cindric, and they're down there outside the top 25 as well. So really, some of the teams you expect to be doing well this time of the year, they're struggling a little bit.
This weekend they head off to Vegas or move up, coming this way to Vegas for the Pennzoil 400 on Sunday, which is Kyle Busch's home track, so you got to feel like he's one of the faves.
I think he's probably the favorite this week. I mean, he's got all the momentum on his side. He's, like you said, it's his home track, and the setup probably is pretty similar with Vegas and California, so I think Kyle will be hard to beat.
Truck Series, who's doing that right now? Who's handling that one?
Well, I guess, on that one, Zane Smith, I think, is probably a guy who I would probably favor in the Truck Series race this weekend.
The Xfinity Series, what's going on there right now?
Well, Xfinity Series, Austin Hill, he won at Daytona and then had a pretty strong run out there at California, so I think he'll be hard to beat. Cole Custer didn't win the race, but he dropped down, from Cup to Xfinity. I think he may be another contender this week.
We're talking to our buddy Jeff Birchfield. We're live again as we are here at Chick-fil-A. We'll be back here tomorrow, too. And then Thursday, we're going, not sure where I'm going Thursday. Don't know, I don't have it in front of me. No, Friday, we'll be at Food City down the road here in Elizabeth to kick off the weekend for Food City on the 1st. Is it hard to believe tomorrow's March 1st? Look at the day it was Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, it does seem, just time's flying by there, so that's good, though.
When does short track racing start around here?
Short track racing, actually, I guess you could say it starts this weekend with some testing over at Kingsport Speedway. The official races start March 18th. Big race coming up at Lonesome Pine up in Coburn, Virginia. That's the Smart Modified Tour, which has both Bobby Labonte and Ryan Newman competing in that this year. Then a week later, you've got that $100,000 to win race down at Volunteer Speedway, and then you've also got Kingsport Speedway's season opener that same day. So that's ironically what I'm actually working on for my local race notes this week.
Tony Stewart's racing thing he's come up with, is it growing? Well, what's your story and what's taking in right now?
Well, I mean, I think it's doing well. The SRX series, the first couple of years, has been pretty popular with the fans, and of course they're doing it on ESPN now, moved from CBS, but got a race that's semi-local here that a lot of people are going to. I know our buddy Rob Fritz I think, is going up there to Motor Mile Raceway up in Dublin, Virginia, which is not too far from here, and that'll be a race that should be pretty interesting. I saw not only they've got a bunch of the NASCAR drivers, they've got some big IndyCar stars. I know Marco Andretti, who won the series last year, is coming back, and also Joseph Newgarden, IndyCar racer here from Tennessee. He's going to be in one of the races as well.
So Rob Fritz is driving or watching?
Oh, I think he's actually attending up there.
Spectator?
Yeah, spectator.
Okay. I don't know if he drove or not. He watches the show all the time. I don't know if he was in behind the wheel. He's just going to go be a fan.
Yeah, I mean, he goes he goes to a lot of races. Rob's a big race fan, so he does he supports our local tracks and stuff, and then he'll occasionally go to a NASCAR race like Daytona or somewhere like that.
We are live again, Wiz. We are on the road here again at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on this gorgeous, gorgeous Tuesday. So what else going on in your world?
I've got an interesting story, I feel like, for tomorrow's paper on ETSU tennis, which is something that don't always get the most publicity. But I've been doing a story, and maybe it's more interesting to me than it'll be to other people, but they've got 7 players, 6 of them from 6 different foreign countries, plus the coaches from Venezuela, assistant coaches from Spain. So, I had to question, well, how do they recruit all these people? Once they get here, what's their experience like? I mean, we talked a little bit about the tennis itself, but a lot more about, that, just what it's like living in the Tri-Cities after you're coming from all over the world like that.
Absolutely. That would be interesting. Tell me about the book on poetry by Jeff Price.
Yeah, I mean, that's really interesting, too, because Jeff, was a long-time wrestling coach out there at Science Hill, but he's talking about how he enjoyed, poetry. He's been writing it for 30-some years now, but also, his James Dickey was one of his favorite poets, and, of course, with poetry, you always, I guess, unfairly has, a little bit of a reputation maybe not being quite the manly pursuit or whatever, but he's talking, like James, he's breaking those stereotypes because, like James Dickey, he was a World War II veteran, football star, track star, and all this type of stuff. And then Jeff, like I said, he's, been a long-time wrestling coach at Science Hill. I don't think anybody want to tangle with him either.
No, but you're right. I mean, it's not wrong, but you don't think of a wrestling coach writing poetry, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No, and he did. I mean, from what I understand, he's a very talented poet. I haven't got to see the book yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
We are talking to our buddy Jeff Birchfield. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. So here's a story in college sports. Florida State came out Friday and said, not making enough money in the ACC. Clemson's come out and said the same thing. Here's their complaint. It's all about the money, folks. I keep telling it, and of course, I'm preaching to the choir. You all know that. You're smart folks who watch this show. SEC is going to give, I should say, $49 million, 2021, 2022, to all their schools in the conference. ACC's payout was 36. The Big Ten with the new deal, including UCLA and Southern Cal, the 2 new teams haven't even played the first game yet, they're going to get $75 million a year. ACC says, in particular, Clemson and Florida State says, we're not getting enough money. We can't compete these guys. They're getting $75 million. We're getting $36 million. So the Vice President for Legal Affairs and General Counsel of Florida State, Carolyn Egan, says the exit fee is $120 million to get out of the ACC. It'll be well worth it. Wow. Making it approximately $30 million less than the other Power 2 schools. A 4-year hit of $120 million will be okay, because in the long run we're going to make more money if we go to another conference. So I'm thinking, just sitting here talking to you, and I've talked about this on the show before you got here, I'm looking for Clemson, Florida State to leave the ACC.
Oh, yeah, I think we're headed toward the super conferences. I saw a proposal the other day online was talking about a Big Ten super conference, and, maybe Oregon and Stanford and Cal and some of those teams are going to maybe join. There won't really be a Pac-12 anymore. It'll be part of the Big Ten, but it's actually had like 20 schools, so I guess they need to call them the Big 20.
The Big 20. Now, the NCAA, for my money, is losing, I guess, their teeth, for lack of a better term.
Losing control.
Losing control, There you go. Losing their teeth, when I say losing their teeth, they can't clamp down on people and have the same kind of whatever they had once before. Point of this is, the Southeastern Conference said back in the fall, you know what? We could just go and have our own playoff, our own conference, and forget the NCAA. Big Tens, we can do the same thing too. And then, you know, so are we heading that direction, seeing the dissolvement of the NCAA as we know it?
Possibly. I mean, the thing that's really going to be interesting is, you know, with football, how it'll affect it, but then how in turn it affects all the minor sports and stuff. I mean, already you've got a mess in some way with the Big 12. You're from West Virginia, you know, they're going to have to go to like Lubbock, Texas to play league games in sports like baseball where you don't make any money to begin with.
Yep. Yeah, it's a financial hit, no question. They still got to fly them out there. They still got to put them up in hotels. Still got to take all those expenses to feed them. But you ain't making no money in a college baseball game like you would a football game or basketball game. So
no, I mean, I love college baseball. It's not a slap at it,
No.
but I mean, it's just a fact. You're
Financial
not making
thing.
them.
No.
Yeah, I mean, those two sports, basically, football, men's basketball, and a few exceptions like UT, of course, women's basketball is really popular. But at most schools, I mean, those two sports carry the rest of the athletic program. And same way in a lot of ways here in high school, and that's not a slap at baseball or softball coaches or anything around here. They do a phenomenal job, but I mean,
They know
those
that.
are your two money sports.
yeah, they know that. They're not. I mean, they get it. They understand. We're not slapping anybody down. They understand it. But so where do we go with this? I mean, Florida State and Clemson. That's the two marquee teams in the conference. Maybe
Miami probably
Miami
too.
and maybe drop down one more Virginia Tech, maybe. But they don't have the luster that Florida State and Clemson has. So
Well, you don't really see in some of those proposals those schools as much as, and these are more for basketball. But although North Carolina is pretty popular in both, obviously basketball and football, but North Carolina and Duke on a lot of these proposals.
NC
as
State,
well. Yeah.
Wake Forest. I mean, they're there, but they certainly don't have the oomph, if you will, that Clemson and Florida State has. So,
No.
so where's this go? I mean, do you see Clemson and Florida State going to the SEC?
Most likely, I think that's going to happen, you know, eventually. I'd like to see, though, I really, myself, my little pet peeve is I hate the geographical,
Yeah, me too.
things. Because, like, you have teams in the Big East, Creighton and Omaha, Nebraska. Like I said, West Virginia, I wish they were, more of a Big East team, and that would and be more sensible, in a lot of ways. But, I mean, I guess the problem is on some of these schools, you're playing in leagues where really not football powerhouses, and so creates a dilemma.
I'm not privy to the financials, but I'm going to be hard pressed to believe that West Virginia's making money. When you you play all these minor sports and they're all playing out. I mean, tonight they're playing at Iowa State. West Virginia men's team, way over there in Iowa State.
Yeah, Ames, Iowa. That's a pretty good little travel from Morgantown.
Yeah. So when they joined the Big 12, I thought it was crazy. I thought, how do they make money? Because, football drives the bus. Well, the rivalries aren't there. I grew up in West Virginia. Their big rivalries back in the day were Pitt, Penn State, and Virginia Tech in football. Huge crowds, big money makers. I don't know if they play any of those guys now because they can't because of the Big 12. They may play Virginia Tech. Maybe.
I think they still try to play Pitt, because it is such a big rivalry, the backyard brawl there.
But logistically speaking, Jeff's right. Geographically, it's crazy. So, don't know where it's going. I don't have the answer. I'm just reporting what I'm reading here. But certainly, Clemson and Florida State's rattled the Sabres and said, we're not happy. And, when the lady says, we'll write a check for $120, get out of it, that's a pretty good indication there's talk behind closed doors.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, you can't blame them,
No.
like you said, at all. I mean, because in a few years they're going to make that up and probably even more, money than that.
Yep. What are you working on today, my friend?
Well, like I said, I've already got that story for tomorrow about the ETSU tennis, the international flavor with it. And then started on my race notes and, of course, got some high school basketball. I'm going to finally get out of the office and cover a couple of games here. I think I got the single A championship coming up, and then for the girls, and then on the boys' side, I think I'm covering the 3A championship. So it'll be interesting to see who wins those two matchups tonight. But like you said, between Volunteer and Tennessee High, they've been pretty evenly matched, the first three games, and then the Battle of the Devils, that one, like you said, will be a good game as well.
The blue versus the green in the Devil department.
And this pretty weather over the weekend, Sunday, I'm supposed to get out there and cover ETSU baseball, so hopefully warm weather continues.
There you go. Hungry?
Yeah, definitely.
Get what you want, sir. Thank you. See you next week at some place, somewhere, sometime. He'll be with us. Quick break. We'll be right back to wrap it up. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on the Tom Taylor Sports. We love it. So outdoor activities, field days, Vacation Bible School, ways and reasons, we would want to give you a call, 297-1266, and say, we need trays, we need help. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. We've got nugget trays for, lots of little kids running around, love nuggets. And then if it's a hot day outside, we've got salad trays and wrap trays and fruit trays. Good to cut the heat, especially here as it's getting warmer. So.
297-1266. How many different trays do we have?
What did we say? 8?
8.
I think 8.
So we can go through them. Nuggets, strips, mac and cheese, fruit,
salad, wraps. We have sub trays, which are not on the menu normally, but you can get them as a catering item. What's the other one?
Oh, cookies and
brownies.
Cookies and brownies.
Desserts.
There's your 8. There you go.
Yep.
297-1266. If you have a meeting coming up, you need coffee, lemonade, gallons of this, gallons of that. Tell us how you can help us.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a 96-ounce coffee, and then we can do gallons of tea or lemonade, and we can split gallons, do half and half tea. We can do Sunjoys. We can do all that.
Yep. Vacation Bible School, folks are already starting to plan those, which I love, which means summer's coming. End of the year, outdoor activities, field days, and graduation parties, and everybody's already planning, which is good. And so this can really be your one-stop shop, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We can also do just big orders of sandwiches, so good for just tossing and running.
And breakfast, you also will help folks out for a breakfast meeting too, right?
Yeah, we can do larger biscuit orders and stuff like that for meetings or for companies or whatever they need.
So the trick is just to call her, 297-1266, and let whoever answers the phone explain what all they can do for you. Just that simple. So, and we can never go wrong with coming up Mother's Day and for any other time, a good old Chick-fil-A gift card that works wonders.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Gift cards are easy and a good gift.
Yep. We always talk about it at Christmas, which is understandable, but teachers like them, kids like them, anybody would like a Chick-fil-A gift card.
Absolutely.
And the monetary increment can be from 0 to whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. That's our buddy, Rachel Robinson from Chick-fil-A, one of our great sponsors here at the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Going to wrap it up here. Big thanks to our guest tonight, Michael McBean, for today. Head basketball coach at Tennessee High. Ned Smith, head basketball coach, Hampton Bulldogs. Jordan Simmons, head basketball coach, Unicoi County Boys basketball team. Of course, Jeff Birchfield just now, sports writer, John C. Press, Kingsport Times News. And a big thank you, of course, to Leslie Broccoli from Sycamore Shoals. Had them all on today. Tomorrow, right back here again tomorrow for another show, more guests. Looking forward to having them on. So we'll join you back here tomorrow. Let's wrap it up with the verse of the day. We always dedicate this show to the man that hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. And today it's Psalms 18:6. In my distress I called to the Lord. I cried to my God for help. From his temple he heard my voice. Whew. My cry came before him into his ears. He hears, folks. No, he don't hear me in East Tennessee. Doesn't get past the ceiling tile. No. Trust me, he hears. He hears. Oh, and also thanks to John Whitson from Whitson Barbershop, too. Yes, he does hear. Don't be fooled for a second. That's the enemy saying he doesn't hear your prayers, because he does. Absolutely. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Back at it tomorrow. Good luck to all the boys basketball teams playing tonight. And half of those teams will be done tomorrow. So good luck to them. We'll see who wins tonight. We'll talk about it tomorrow right back here at 11 o'clock. Until then, as always, we'll tell you, bloom where you planted. And win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 1807 on the final day of February here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, here from Chick-fil-A